Hi everyone, my name is Sophia and I'm a trainee solicitor at a city law firm. When I was at school, I was completely terrified of public speaking. I got pretty bullied because I didn't speak English, and on top of that I had a stammer. So I just didn't like speaking at all. The idea of reading something out loud or presenting in front of the class would paralyze me in fear because I would stutter and stammer and I just felt completely embarrassed and inadequate. And as a result of that, I was generally super shy. I couldn't look people in the eye when I was talking to them at all. And I just felt, how could I possibly even think of becoming a lawyer if I can't communicate, if I can't put a sentence together, if I can't even get a bus ticket to school because I stuttered in front of a bus driver. I was that scared of any form of communication with anyone. And so I decided to look for opportunities where I was forced to speak. And the great thing is, if when you start looking for something, opportunities just come up and you just need to just say yes to them. And the first one is Model United Nations. If you're not sure what that is, it's a simulation of United Nations. And I heard about it and I read that would be really good for improving your public speaking. And I was still at school at this stage, and my school didn't have an MUN club like some schools do, but a university nearby, Nottingham University, had a society, and of course it was just for university students, and I was still at school. So I emailed the president or the secretary general of the society, just asking if I could come in one day and just observe. That's all I wanted. Sit in a corner and just observe. He said, yes, of course, you can come, but take part. Don't just sit there and watch. And he encouraged me to get involved and speak. And I was completely petrified at first. It was really it was embarrassing looking back, and especially when you have to speak and present in front of university students, people who are 4 or 5 years older than you are. But I stuck to it, and every week, even though I really didn't want to go, because again I didn't want to embarrass myself again in front of people, but I knew that it would be good for me long term, and I forced myself to attend the meetings every week and just speak. It doesn't matter how badly it was. I couldn't help comparing myself to others, but I still decided to carry on. And eventually I was asked to attend a conference, which are 3 day long, and where you get opportunity to speak even more. So it's 3 days of non-stop public speaking. And again, the idea of that terrified me, but I decided to say yes and give it a go. And in the end, I actually attended 8 conferences. With each one, I got gradually more confident. I stopped stuttering as much. I built my confidence, and that was like, the whole experience was invaluable. And the highlight was actually receiving the Best Delegate Award at Nottingham conference. And I was still at school at this point, so I was competing against university students who were brilliant public speakers. And to think that I could achieve that when before I didn't talk at all. I couldn't formulate a simple sentence and look someone in the eye when I was saying it, was just unimaginable. And so I want to encourage you, if you, at a particular point in your life, if you have a dream and you want to do something, but you think that your skills at the moment are not up to scratch, you feel inadequate, then you can do something about it. It's not just about shutting that door and saying, well, no, I can't communicate, therefore I will never be a lawyer. It's about taking those steps. And yes, it's difficult at first, because when you start anything new, you will be faced with people who have been doing something like this for a very long time. For example, when I was at university, I started debating, and everyone that I was competing with were absolutely brilliant. And again, I felt like I was starting at zero, because I wasn't very good at first. And it's generally true for anything new that you start when you're trying to build a skill, is that you will be bad at first, and that's okay. And comparing yourself against someone who's been doing it for years is not helpful, because it's a first step for you, but for them it's something that they've been doing since they were young, for example. But one thing I know for sure is that if you stick to something and you stay determined and you give yourself a chance and give yourself a break as well, and just be bad at first, but carry on and stick to it, and you will get better. You will notice that you are getting more confident and you're speaking better or you're presenting better. Another thing that I did was attend local speakers club, and they're also called Toastmasters, just depends. And usually there is one close or one in main cities or towns, and they're great as well, because it's just people from your local community who gather together every week or so, and the whole point there is impromptu speeches, so speeches that you don't prepare for example, different to MUN where you would have had some preparation, you know the topic, you have an idea of what you're going to say. In Speakers Club, it's all completely spontaneous. So you would go on the stage, for example, you'd be given a topic, maybe one word, and then you have to speak about it for 2 or 3 minutes. And it's strange how difficult it is to talk about a topic for 2 or 3 minutes, which you think is not that long, but time seems to go really slow when you have a very strange word like clock and you talk about that. But it's really helpful because, again, it helps you to communicate, and again builds that confidence. But again, like the first time that I went there, again I was quivering, I was red, I was stuttering, I was doing something with my hands because I was nervous, and all these bad habits, they came up again because I was starting something new. But again, I stuck to it and I got better again each time. So if you similar situation to me, if you need to practice your communication skills or any skills for that matter, then start with something. Go and do something that completely petrifies you, because otherwise you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because if you're bad at something, then doing that thing will be scary, but you have to do it. You can't just do it halfway. You have to really commit to it and stick to it, and you will get better. So hopefully that's encouraging. Thank you for watching this video.